Well, welcome you guys to our cash flow conversation. For those who I'm just getting the opportunity to meet, my name is Sean T. Hill. I'm blessed to be a 5-star executive with this amazing company, and my partners are super excited about sharing with you what we have our hands on, and it's always a humbling blessing to be the person that gets to share. About 3 years ago, nobody was hopping on Zooms or anything trying to find out what I knew about cash flow. I'm assuming that if you're here, somebody asked you if you wanted to improve your cash flow. Well, I wasn't the person people was coming to see. As a matter of fact, when it came to the topic of money, I was probably one of the more negative people that you want to meet. But in all fairness to myself, can we agree sometimes brokenness does have a negative effect on your attitude?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of hard to be all chipper when you're broke. And I was frustrated because although people were telling me I was doing pretty well, you ever feel like I should be a little bit further along than I am right now?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I was that child growing up. I always wanted to be wealthy. You know, my aunties would have the glass doorknobs. I would imagine I was twisting diamonds to get into the next room. And so I would ask anybody who would listen, how do we get wealthy? But you ever ask the right questions, but you're asking the wrong people?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Unfortunately, I was a little bit too young to understand. If they knew how to be wealthy, we would have been wealthy. But they gave me the best advice that they had because they love me. I listened most of the time. Anybody else feel like you the good child in the family?
Of course I am.
I tell you what, I'll believe you if you believe me. As a matter of fact, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I am my mother's favorite. Now Richard, don't tell him I'm an only child. That's not any business. But they told me if I graduated high school, get myself a college degree, I'd be able to write my own ticket. I had no idea what write my own ticket meant, but I figured if it meant getting wealthy, I wanted to do it as quickly as I could. So graduated high school at 16. By age 20, I had an electrical engineering degree because they said that's what the wealth was. Pretty good, yes? Mm-hmm. By age 21, I found myself amongst that large percentage of graduates that never get a job in the field that they study. You guys know anybody all degreed up, nowhere to go? Mm-hmm. And all the rest of y'all graduated and got jobs in y'all field?
No.
Let me find out this is the top 5% of people in the world. Wait a second. I'll change this whole conversation. I'll just start asking you stuff. But no, it was always odd job after odd job. It was always check to check. Then added 4 children to this. Anybody have children that get more expensive with every breath? I mean, we don't want to Valerie, but if they could just take shorter breaths, that'd be helpful. And so now I'm check behind check. And then it got to a point where there was so much month at the end of my money, it didn't even make sense to work. I don't know if you guys ever got to the 13th of the month and wondered, Lord, how do I make it to the 30th? Yes. If it's happened once or twice, that's okay. But let me tell you, when it's happened every 30 days, it's like hell on earth. And they say, you fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. I went back to the same people. I said, well, that didn't work. What do I do now? They told me go back to school. Anybody know some people been in school so long we forgot what they were studying? Yes. Don't laugh at us professional students. It was the only strategy we had, but finally got a master's in math education, even though I never met a wealthy teacher. I got my first check as a high school math teacher because I didn't believe the second. I got my second check. I didn't believe the first check, William. I thought they made a mistake. I thought they were going to put the rest of my money on the second check. The second check came looking worse than the first one. Had weird stuff on it like FICA and insurance. And that was the last day I listened to anybody not wealthy for wealth advice. Pretty good decision, yes? Yes. That was the first day I started speaking to people that were having more success than I was. And eventually I was introduced to Wealth Principle 101. Now, for those who don't know what Wealth Principle 101 is, it's called Cash Asset Cashflow. They told me in order to get wealthy in these Americas, I needed to take my cash and I needed to invest it in assets like currency and trading and stocks and funds and real estate and gold and commodities. And these assets would bring me more cash flow. Pretty good strategy, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's just one problem with the strategy. Taxes, debt, inflation, interest, and my kids kept taking all my cash. So I never had anything to invest in the assets. Thank God my best friend introduced me to MWR Financial. We're the ultimate cash flow company. We're a 4.5-year-old debt-free company. We're our CEO, Brian House's 4th multi-million-dollar company. Our president, Andamo Tosin, has helped hundreds of thousands of people go into business for themselves part-time. And these guys introduced me to the complete cash flow system. Now, to be completely clear, guys, for the rest of this conversation, I'm not talking about income. As a matter of fact, in 2023, I only talk about cash flow because income is measured in dollars, but cash flow is measured in time. How long does my money stay with me? Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I make $150,000 a year, but my debt, my bills, and my expenses come out to $150,001. I'm just broke on a higher level. I need to go get a part-time job. But if I make $70,000 a year and my debt, my bills, and my expenses come out to $35,000 a year, every time I get paid, my money stays with me for 2 years. You guys understand the importance of cash flow now?
Yes.
And so imagine how excited I was when they told me that not only would they show me how to create new cash flow with business income, but then they'd also show me how to increase my cash flow with my existing income, and then take all that money and multiply my cash flow where my money is making me money. Now, if you had a choice between creating, increasing, or multiplying, how many of you guys would just choose all three?
Yes,
I would say,
Yeah, me too. And so when they started talking to me about creating cash flow, I just asked how. And guess what? You're looking at it. They said I could actually start a home-based business by simply inviting people to see what we have our hands on. And if people like what they saw and they decided to actually get acquainted with our team of financial experts that would teach them how to increase and multiply their cash flow, well, if they want to have the membership, there'd be a $40 customer bonus when they went through your website. If they want to start a business, that's a $50 sponsor bonus when they go through your website. Here's what I understood. I didn't understand all these bonuses and how they necessarily work. But what I did understand was no matter how many students they put in my classroom, no matter how early I came into work, no matter how late I stayed, they were never going to pay me 6 different ways. As a matter of fact, they only paid me one way, poorly. How many of you guys agree? This is a lot better than how a lot of people get paid at their job.
real.
Yes.
Then they had the audacity to tell me that I could actually get people interested enough to want to share it with other people. And as this network of people grew, they pay me anywhere from $5 a day up to $15,000 a day. Now, I'm going to tell you what got me, guys. My mentor, Chuck Harden, said, you know what? You get a team of about 12, they'll start paying you $600 a month residual. Some of y'all weren't impressed by that. Maybe we just, you know what we need to do tomorrow? Let's all do this. Let's all do the pay raise challenge. Now, here's how it goes. You gotta record this on your social media. You gotta make sure I'm watching. And you gotta go into human resources and ask them, paid immediately, you want a $7,300 pay raise this year. Now, the reason I need you to record this is I want to see how fast they get back to your desk with that box. Because that timing is amazing. Or you can invite people to see it and we can let God sort it out. Which one sounds easier?
Invite people to see it and let God sort it out.
The same thing you see us doing right now. Look at the person that invited you. That's all you're doing. At the end of this conversation, there's no balloons coming from the top of my screen. The organ is not going to start playing. You'll simply know what we've been doing up to this point without you, and you'll have the opportunity to decide whether or not you want to run with us or watch us run. And so keeping it that simple, guys, when they told me I could start generating a 6-figure income with a team of less than 500 people, I got excited. For those of you guys that know people and you network a lot, that's pretty exciting. But here's what I understood. Somewhere on this screen, everybody sees their freedom number. Meaning, if that number was hitting your account every day or every month or every year, you see a number on here. How many of you guys see a number on here that would actually allow you to have some serious options with life? I'm excited about that. And understand, guys, the number one asset anybody can have is their freedom. You'd be amazed at what happens on the other side of your 40 to 60 hours a week. Man. Some of y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. 60, that's it. I understand. Gail Andrews understands. She used to work with the IRS, and then she decided to retire early. Christy Howard used to be a bartender. Now she makes $300 a day. And that guy, Sean, well, he used to teach school. Cool dude. You should hang with him. Nice guy. And so here's the thing. All we do was we invite people to meet and utilize a team of financial experts. Now, guys, repeat after me. I need a team.
I need a team.
Let's type that in the chat. Y'all sounded so good. I'm gonna type it with you. Cause see, understand this, guys. Wealthy people are not smarter than us. They just know that they're not smarter than us. So what they do is they hire us to be their team.
Facts.
So while wealthy people are busy building teams, everybody else is busy looking for work. And that's why the rich keep getting richer. And well, we know how the rest of it works.
Absolutely.
How many of you guys just figured out you need a team? Let's try that again. I need a team.
I need a team.
Now, your team of financial experts says if you simply upload what we need, we're going to help you get 3 things up and we're going to help you get 3 things down. They're going to help us raise our cash flow, our credit score, and our assets while helping us lower our taxes, our debt, and our expenses. Now, guys, if you can get these 3 things up and these 3 things down and you ain't got to throw up gang signs, who would want that?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And so we all get a membership portal. And for instance, if you upload your last 2 pay stubs and your last year's tax return, they're going to give you an adjusted W-4. Now, understand, guys, 80% of Americans overpay taxes. And number one reason we do is most people don't know how to fill out the W-4. Or what's worse, when most of us got first employed, we were single with no kids. Y'all remember that?
Right.
Since then, we done been married, divorced, widowed. We done had kids. The kids are grown and gone. Never made any changes, giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes.
Yep.
When you give this adjusted W-4 to whoever's taking the taxes out of your money, you're going to see your federal income tax go down and your check go up. Anybody want to pay a raise?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Easiest way to get one is to become more tax efficient. And once you become tax efficient, don't you want to stay tax efficient?
Yes.
And so they also gave us an app called Hurdler. It's one of the more expensive apps in the App Store. It's free through your membership. And when you download it to your phone, and when you get in your car, it'll track your mileage and tell you your deductions. You take pictures of your receipts, it'll track your deductions. When you attach it to your accounts, it'll go and find you deductions. Guys, it's found me about $67,000 in potential deductions this year.
Ooh.
That's amazing.
Ready.
Now, I'm gonna tell you the crazy part.
Already.
Watch this, Tanisha. My commute to work is about 10 steps. Because I'm going to sit here, I'm going to talk to y'all. I'm going to go find a game. I know ain't no basketball on, but somebody playing something. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to be watching it. And so they found me $14,000 in potential mileage deductions. Now, what if I had to drive to work or drive for work? This is potential money back in your pocket and your taxes. These 2 simple strategies alone, and guys, over the last 4.5 years, our members have saved $250 million in taxes. Pretty good, yes?
Yeah.
That's great.
It absolutely is. Then they said if you input the debt that you can pay off, all they need is the balance, the minimum monthly payment, and the interest rate. They're gonna give you a plan to get out of debt faster than most of us would on our own. They're gonna give you your debt-free date. Can we agree debt-free is the new free?
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then they're going to show us what to do with this new cash flow to get to our millionaire day. Now, I know we've all probably made $1 million in our lifetime. Anybody want it all at the same time?
Yes.
Would love it.
Yes, I do.
And so now we have a strategy to get there. And then they said, if you upload the bills that you pay every 30 days, we're going to negotiate your bills lower.
I love it.
And now I started uploading stuff that ain't even bills. I was like, well,
What?
since you're already negotiating, why don't y'all knock out this traffic ticket for a brother?
Wow.
That's
They
how
do it?
They laugh like
Just
that
paid
too. They
what?
said, you know, that's not
No, they
fair.
ain't gonna do that.
They said,
Never
nah,
gonna work.
no, we can't do that.
Yeah, they didn't.
Okay.
didn't. But they did knock $1,800 off my bills over the last 2 years.
Well, that's
All
great.
right, that's
Anybody
great.
use an extra $1,800 in your personal economy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was always taught a penny saved is a penny earned.
Amen.
So
Yes.
just to upload my
Yes.
stuff, I was able to keep $1,800. Our members have saved about $3.5 million in bills over the last couple of years.
Mm.
And they didn't stop there. They said if you upload your most recent credit reports, they're going to call and challenge everything on there. They're going to send you letters to challenge the rest and restore your credit. On average, we see 126-point credit score increases. Now, when you put this together, the average membership saves about $2,000 per month. My question is simple. Would that help?
Yes.
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 An extra
Absolutely.
$24,000 a year would help most people if they got to keep it. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
I see a couple of people that I want to have share with you guys what happened for them when they uploaded their stuff. Monifa Bartley, can you share what happened for you when you uploaded your stuff?
Outstanding. Yes, I sure can. Thank you. You're doing a great job this evening.
Thanks.
Before MWR, I was overpaying taxes $503 bi-weekly. That's $1,006 back into my household per month, over $12,000 per year. I never got a tax refund for $12,000 before, ever. Okay, my credit score actually went up 107 points from a 644 to a 751 in a matter of 120 days. Under 120 days, I was like, yikes. I was able to refinance my home, go from a 4.25 to a 2.8, saving me over $34K in interest.
Wow.
Okay, amazing. But the kicker is, I made $78K on my job and was only taxed on $20K because I had a home-based business attached. So those write-offs is something real that Sean was talking about earlier. And I witnessed it for myself. So now I'm investing in silver. I got money, freed up, investing in silver. And hey, there's nothing to it but to do it, guys. If they're doing it for me, why not?
I'm just saying.
Love it.
Start your business, you get 475 tax breaks. If you don't, you might get 9. How many guys would agree? It sounds like Monifa's winning.
Monifa is
Yes.
Monifa.
Now here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I got a cousin that works with Monifa. She had the membership. She dropped the membership. Yeah, they taxed all of her 78,000. So you can miss this information if you like. It's gonna cost you. And so with that being said, I'm gonna take a quick pause. I'm gonna introduce you to somebody else in a minute, but I'm gonna take a quick pause. Do any of our guests have any questions about the membership, the cashback portion of the membership?
Somebody got their TV.
Somebody talked about it out too on my recording. Stop unmuting. I got you. No questions going once.
I have a question.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Rasan. I just signed up over the weekend. Yes, I've been looking through. Is there an app that we can download and where we can find most of the stuff? Because I've been going through and trying to find some of the things that I signed up for just to make sure I can. The reason I signed up to access some of these things to help me with my cash flow. So
the website itself is actually cell phone friendly. So yeah, you go to when you go in the browser to your center or your membership center, it acts just like an app.
Okay.
You can do all your uploads straight up through your phone. I wouldn't, but most people do. A lot of people, that don't have laptops were still able to upload this stuff. Great question. Anyone else seeing this for the first time have any membership question on the cashback? Question going once. Question. All right, sounds like we killed it, Monifa. So here's the thing. When you really think about what just happened, when you think about people looking to get homes, because we've helped people get homes based on this little strategy. You reduce taxes, you got more money in your check. That's more money for a down payment, isn't it? Start lowering your bills and you get out of debt faster, your debt to income ratio looking pretty sweet, right?
Yep.
And when the credit score goes up, that could be the difference between having to borrow subprime or prime.
Ooh.
And so we've had so many people be able to be first-time homeowners that they always had one of these things or another one of these things in place. But when you put it all together, they were able to do it. And that still didn't stop our company from starting our Keys to Home Ownership program. So now if you know anybody that's renting, no matter what their credit score is, they can qualify somewhere for some part of our Keys to Home Ownership plan. They can either start already renting the home that they want. They can be in our rent to own program where now every time they pay their rent on time, a percentage goes towards their down payment. They might be able to get that home for 10% and start enjoying the tax benefits of being a homeowner, or they might just be ready for the keys and be one of our platinum members. And so now you have everything to increase the cash flow in your home and a team of financial experts that do the work for you. put this in your notes, guys. DIY is great for my garden. It is terrible for my money.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts.
I don't know who talk, because I always come across somebody broke as a joke talking about, well, you know, you can do all that yourself, right? How'd that work for you, bro? You wearing me out with this information. But I will say this can't be all we do, because everybody has seen people come into new money. And then because we didn't know where to put it, I don't know about you guys, I wasn't taught cash asset cash flow. I was taught take my cash and put it in trash. Another game console, another TV, another pair of something, another, you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so when these guys told me that they were going to show me how to multiply my cash flow, that's when I knew that Make Wealth Real was no longer just the name of a company. It was a mission statement. Because understand, nobody has ever taught me anything about a diversified cash flow account or a reserve account.
Right.
Be honest with you, when I first saw this business, all I knew was my bank account. And I'm not going to tell you guys my bank's name, but I heard they chase people to sign them up. And when I called these fools to ask them, what kind of return do I get on my money? They told me 0.01%.
Oof.
So you mean tell me if I take $10,000 of my hard-earned money and I leave it there and I don't do anything with it for a year, when I come back at the end of the year, I'll have $10,001.
One more fact.
Well, maybe if I live another 9,999 more years, I can double my money.
Come on, that's crazy.
Or you could take that same money, put it in a diversified cash flow account and start getting double-digit returns versus no return.
Right. That's right.
Or
Yeah,
you can put that money in a private reserve account, and when the market goes up, your money goes not 0.01%, but anywhere from 10 to 18%. But then the market goes down, unlike those 401ks that became 101ks last year, for some people 911ks.
Oh my God.
Your money doesn't go down. But then when the market goes up again, your money starts going up again. Guys, I just had to feel like I could only win no matter what if my money only goes up, never comes down.
That's right.
That's
And
when
stay-
Then they started talking about double dipping and putting that same money in land banking.
Mm.
We're investing in land in Antelope Valley, California. You might want to look it up as Green Energy Valley, California, because when Warren Buffett and Kaiser Permanente and NASA start spending billions of dollars in an area in green energy projects, the name changes. It's right outside of LA. And what's significant about that is the next time the Olympics is in the United States is going to be 2028, 2029 in LA, Los Angeles. Give you some perspective. I'm in Conyers, Georgia. I am 30 minutes away from Atlanta, Georgia, home of the 1996 Olympics. Now, when they announced that in 1988, the only way you could live in Conyers is you had to be a pig, a cow, a horse, or a farmer. So imagine how much wealth was accumulated by these farmers when the Olympic Committee and the golf courses and the Walmarts and the developers of the world came calling.
Yep.
And now you're in that same position. And then they started talking about trust. Are you kidding me? Hey, this is what I found out. If I only work a job, I'm probably getting taxed about 35%.
That's right.
But if I put my money in trust, that could be as low as 0 to 5%. Which one sounds better, 35% or 0 to 5%?
0 to
5%.
Guys, if I don't have a trust, the vultures are going to come and take my money that's supposed to go to my kids. When you put your money in trust, your money is not only bulletproof from the IRSs of the world and the divorces and all the other types of vultures of the world, but it's also able to be passed down 100%. And normally when you hear about these things, there's never anybody that looks like us or that you know that's involved. But guys, I've known Dana over 25 years. I've known Angela over 15 years. They're both holding their land banking certificates. They both have private reserve accounts. Charles and Cookie Irie both have private reserve accounts and land banking parcels. And they're the first friends I have, or actually the second friends I have in my life that actually have a trust fund baby. This is the happiest I have ever seen them in the top right-hand corner, signing the paperwork to put their money in trust. And so, guys, most people think, to get all of these things going on, you must have to put a lot of money into it. It must be a lot to it. Let me give you guys an idea of what it looks like when you put it all together. Because I see my sponsor. He talked to me about what the experts did for him. And it took him 2 minutes. And then I wanted to know how we get paid. And then he told me how he was getting paid. And he brought his brother on the line. They told me how he got paid. And after that 2 minutes, I was like, great, I'm in. And so how many guys would like to hear that 2 minutes of what he shared with me on what the experts are able to do for him?
I do.
Very good.
Now, y'all can't embarrass me because he's one of the most sought out speakers in the country. And he can be anywhere he wants to be in the world. And he chose to be with us this evening. A huge heart. He looks out for everybody he possibly can. One of the smartest people I know. He knows 100% of how this whole thing works. So guys, don't embarrass me. Wake up a baby. Help me bring to the line none other than 4-star executive, Mr. Richard Harden.
All right.
Yes.
And listen, before I share anything about what the experts did for me, is this expert right here helping you? Like Sean Hill does an immaculate job really putting together what we got our hands on. And in short version, the tax experts up front, biggest enemies taxes, they helped me shave $636 off my taxes, which showed up in my paycheck the next pay period. That's $1,272 per month that I was overpaying in taxes. And having that money back in my life, I put that into the debt elimination system, and we killed off $52,000 in credit card debt in a year. And just those two plays, that's just tax reduction and debt elimination with a strategy. But now we're up $4,000 in cash flow, and the debt elimination system targeted next the mortgage on my first rental property. Paid that mortgage off 12 years early. So that property, which has flowed $250 a month or so, now flows $1,250 a month in positive cash flow. And it's amazing how your attitude improves when your cash flow does. Because now money started to flow toward us. We have more than enough to accelerate our debt repayment. And with the total plan, we'll save $229,000 that we would have sent to the credit cards, student loans, and mortgages. They showed us how to turn that into $1 million if we invest it properly. Here's the kicker. They also showed us how to invest properly. Private reserve account. I got an account that I was able to fund with the cash flow that this business and those strategies created for me, because I started telling people my story and they paid me no less than $3,000 or $4,000 a month. So now I'm able to fund an account that goes up with no losses. And you got to see this in your life. Like, I had them in parallel. I started my private reserve account in 2019, and I had a 401k that started in 2017. The 2019 private reserve account right now has more money than the 2017 401k because it didn't do this right here. So it's all together, just bringing the pieces together and then having a team of experts to help you with, well, what's my next move? Because for a lot of us, we hadn't been here before. So if you found yourself ever in a place where you were like, you know, I know I'm a smart person, everything isn't your anointing. Somebody can help you get some money back in your house and show you how to grow that money faster than you knew. And then if you share it with people, that'll change the world. So I forgot what I was supposed to say, but I think that's my 2 minutes.
Sounds like that. It was a lot like exactly that. Guys, do me a favor, give it up for my sponsor, Mr. Richard Harden.
That was strong. That was strong.
Awesome. Awesome, Mr. Richard.
Thank you.
This is the part where I'm supposed to tell you it's a couple of $1,000s to get started, but I can't. If you guys want the membership only, it's only $149.97 a month. And so when you look at all of those different things, reducing your taxes, lowering your bills, eliminating your debt, raising your credit score, getting the keys to home ownership, and then they're taking a snapshot of your finances, showing you how to diversify your cash flow, private reserve accounts, land banking, and trust. And we get all of that. I triple doggone dare you to just pick any two of these things and see if you can get the. I know people that are actually paying more than this just for somebody to erase stuff on their credit report.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to sign up
Just for it to pop up right before they're supposed to get the house. And so that's all that is. Or for those of us that are like me and you're thinking, you know what? I really would like that 475 tax breaks and that $15,000 up to $15,000 a day. Well, it's just $100 one-time activation. And then after that, it's $149.97 a month. So it's $249.97 total to get started, $149.97 a month. And guys, we are learning from the #1 earner in all of MWR. And that's the reason why we're the fastest growing business team in MWR. Mr. Brian Mean has been retired since 22, and for the last 30 plus years, he has been teaching strategies that help people go from tragic to magic. And we're going to teach you and train you step by step and word for word how to live the legacy, not just leave it. Guys, it hurts my soul when people talk about having to die before their children can enjoy what they worked so hard to build. Why not enjoy it with them? And so with that being said, you just need to decide, are you a number 2 or a number 1? The number 2 person says, I want to increase and multiply my cash flow using that membership only. Great choice. It's only $149.97 a month. Your spouse is included. So y'all ain't even got to fight over who gets to upload this stuff. Y'all can both upload y'all stuff. And when you refer 3 people to the membership, your membership is free. So it wasn't even about your little rinky-dink $149.97. That's not how the company became a multi-million-dollar company. It's because we're helping people make wealth real. As a matter of fact, if you actually upload your stuff and they're not able to help you in 30 days, you got 100% money back guarantee. Now, they've had to do that 0 times since I've been involved with the company, but maybe you'll be the first. Or if you're like us and you're thinking, I know some people I need to call and introduce this to right now. Well, you're number 1. You get to create new income and new cash flow, rather, while you increase and multiply your cash flow. $249 one time, and then after that, same $149.97 a month, and all the same rules apply. And so, guys, just text 2 or 1 to whoever introduced you to this conversation so that we know which link to send you. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes to sign up, but don't hesitate, procrastinate, develop stress, hypertension, a dilemma, have a heart attack, stroke, and complications trying to figure out whether or not you want to create, increase, and multiply your cash flow. It is not that deep. It is really this simple. This is how I was taught to evaluate business, and then we're done. If this does not work, what do I stand to lose? A lot of us going to blow $150 before the middle of the week. But if it does work, and more importantly, they help make wealth real for me, what do I stand to gain? Guys, in 86 days, I looked down and the same thing I was earning from the Board of Education was this exact same thing I was earning from MWR. Since February the 1st, 2021, I've been unemployed, unemployable, and mentally unfit to work for other people. Guys, I'm not saying this to impress you, just to, again, impress upon you. You saw your freedom number in those slides as well. And so with that being said, we're going to take a short break, just long enough for you to make a great decision for yourself. And you know what? Yeah, this is a great time to do that because I'm a plus size model. I need to get a quick bite to eat. Did I do okay?
All right.
Absolutely. Excellent job.
Excellent. Great job.
Excellent. Well, in that case, on behalf of my partners, my name is Sean T. Hill. I'm blessed to be a 5-star executive with this company. More importantly, I'm Willie and Maddie Mae Hill's bouncing baby boy. It has been a pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I look forward to doing business with you. I look forward to actually increasing this cash flow and multiplying it with you when everything opens up for real. I look forward to walking the beaches of the world together because we are debt-free indeed. And we are also our own banks. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Great call. Dr. Hill, great call.
Thank you, Sean.
Very welcome.